Howdy, friends. Welcome back to another episode of A Little Rn'R. I'm Regan, and this is Brooke. I went to, let me start that over. There is a new car wash in Harrisonville now, which it's like 2 businesses down from another car wash. Why they stuck it there.
That's some shit. Like,
so dumb.
That's like the Casey's. That's like the Casey's, the Price Shoppers, and the Quick Trips on 58. Like,
yes, there's so many. But there's a manual car wash that you use like the power washer and do it yourself type thing. There's that. Then there's Casey's. Then there's this new automatic car wash that they put in. I paid $26 for this car wash, and it barely cleaned my back part of my car. There is still dirt and dust. Yes.
What's the name of this place?
Tunnel Vision. And I was like, Jake and I was it yesterday? I think yesterday we went to Quick Trip and got stuff for like breakfast and whatever. And he's like, we should go to the car wash. And I was like, okay, if you really want to, like, we can go try it out. That's cool. So we went, and they were trying to sell us on a membership to this thing for, I think it's $46 a month. I was like, fuck that. First of all, that's ridiculous. Second of all, I haven't tried you yet. I don't know if it's worth that.
Yeah.
So, slow your roll. So I was like,
you're like, no. Clearly they had tunnel vision on money only.
Exactly. And I was like, you know what? Let me just do the normal one wash right now. That I haven't been here yet. I want to just make sure that like this is worth it, first of all. Well, we go in, pull in, and we get up to the line, and there's a guy in the floor, like fixing something on the grate underneath. And I was like, what are we doing? What's happening? All I see was waist up. I'm just like, whoa, hold on. So I'm sitting there, he's fixing whatever. He comes up, and then the kid that's running the thing tells, waves you forward and says, okay, put it in neutral. Don't put your feet on the brake. Giving the instructions to go through. And he sprays down the front of the car with his power hose. And then we're going through, and we're not very far into it. And the little roller thingies that, do the thing around the side, flipped the mirror the wrong direction. So I was like, great. Hopefully that's not broken, because that would suck. So, like, the mirrors on the 4Runner fold in. I've never had them fold out. Like, so they're out like
the
this.
Back, so it's like backwards.
Yes. I was like, well, hopefully that's not broken, because that looks expensive. Because, lovely. So anyway, we go through whatever and clean it. Get all the way through it, and we're like, we're not going to stop to vacuum or anything like that. We don't care right now. So we go home, and I was like, we're looking at, before we left the parking lot, I pulled the mirror back to the position it was supposed to be in. We get home, looking at the front. I was like, okay. I mean, it doesn't look bad, but I'm like, oh, there's some bug guts. There's some bug guts. There's some bug guts. Those didn't get clean. Okay. Windshield looks good. It's clean. And then walk around to the back, and it doesn't even look like water touched the back. Like, the back glass was still dirty. And then there was still dirt, like, around the logo and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, fuck that. Nope, not going back for that for $26 whenever I can do it for $8 at the manual one and get it cleaner.
Well, and no kidding. And you're like, by the way, I also scraped together all my change to even come to the car wash. So no way I'm finding $26 in between my seats and my car. Like,
hell no. So, yeah, I was like, that was not worth it. But it's been busy. God. It's been busy the whole time.
Probably just because, like, everybody's like, we gotta try it. It's the new car wash. Like
that, or everybody's lazy.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. But you said there was there was another drive-through one down the way, right?
So the Tunnel Vision, then there's Casey's. Then on the other side, there's a car wash with vacuums and all that stuff. There are like 4 bays that you use the power wash thing on. But then there's 2 that you drive through. You sit in there and the little thing goes around it for you and cleans it like that. So it's not a whole drive-through one. You just drive in, sit there, let it do its thing, and then you leave. And I'm like, okay, that was doing just fine.
It was like the fast food option of car washes. So you're not like dining in the car wash all the way through. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So I was just like,
oh Lord,
that was just that was disappointing for the amount of money that they're charging.
Well,
So,
yeah, no kidding.
but I was just like, you know what? We tried it at least. It's fine. It's fine. We don't have to do it again. So,
Yeah.
oh, but anyway.
Okay. So, come in. And then next week,
it.
we're going to do Lonnie's.
Yes. I haven't looked at it. What is it?
I haven't either. Oh, Lonnie, we're going to get to it.
We'll get to it.
I mean, I read it, but I don't remember right off. Okay, here it is. Hold on. I've really been enjoying your podcast. I do have one little comment that you can ignore if you don't agree. When you're answering
your question.
When you're answering questions that you have the answers written down for, maybe try not to read from the paper so much. It takes away from the casual feel of just a conversation and makes it seem a bit scripted and less personal. Just my personal opinion. Take it or leave it. I won't be offended. I love her. You've talked about.
I'm so glad you got to meet her finally. That was great.
Oh my gosh, I know.
Awesome.
She just shared like a couple of her favorite quotes, and then lastly, one of my favorite things in some of the episodes is Regan's "bye" at the end, and Brooke can't, and then you just hear the show end on Regan's cute little giggle.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And she says, "Remind me sometime. I have a game idea for you, but it's too much to try to type out. Better in person."
Perfect.
So we'll get to hers next week.
She told me about it at the party, and I can't remember what the game is now. Because we were talking about it, and I can't remember.
If she told me, I blacked out.
I don't think she told you. I think it was just when her and I were talking over on the side.
Oh, okay, because I was like, listen,
she told me she has an actual physical game that we could play.
Oh,
So,
okay.
do you want me to start since I have more? Or do you want to ask yours since it's going to be longer?
I'll ask mine, and then that way you can just go through yours.
Okay.
It might not be that long. You might be able to think of this quicker than it took me a minute to think of it.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so if a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be, and who would play you?
I'm torn between romantic comedy and just a comedy in general.
Yeah, so was I.
I feel like I could have some romantic aspects to it, but at the same time, it's just me being dumb. So,
I feel like I'm always awkward with the romance stuff.
Yes.
So mine would just be comedy.
I think mine would just be comedy. Like, it would be categorized as comedy, but it could have a little bit of other elements thrown in there. But it's mostly comedy just because of the way life goes.
Yeah.
And then who would play me? I've been told that I look similar to Kirsten Dunst.
Oh, you went off of look. Okay.
But I mean, I kind of see it.
Who is that?
She was in Spider-Man, like the first ones.
The redhead? The A girl? The letter A?
That's Emma Stone. Hold on.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I know who you're talking about. And she's in that movie. She's in the Cheer movie. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So I've been told I look similar to her, which I think I kind of see it.
Yeah, your face, definitely. Especially when you, like, smile with your dimples.
Well, there's red hair. So kind of.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing for the Spider-Man. Okay.
Yes. So, I mean, I would probably go with that. I don't know of any other actresses that I think, would be, like, look exactly like me or anything like that. So I feel like I would probably go with her.
See, and I didn't go off of look. I went off of, like, characters that this person has played, but Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah. I can see that too.
Yeah, like Reese Witherspoon. But if I went off of looks, let me look up this girl.
Well, and now I'm thinking of it too. If I, like, personality-wise, I feel like I need a mixture of Priscilla Block in there. Because I feel like we look similar as far as body type, but then she's a little more outgoing than I am, but at the same time, I love her, so I feel like it could be it. She's not an actress either, though, so that doesn't work very well, but hey, I'll take it.
I have been told that I look like, which I don't get this one at all. Oh, God dang it. Who is that girl that Sarah told me? So I've been told that I have, like, a little bit of Barbara Streisand.
Okay.
Because and you know what's funny is I actually just looked up big nose actresses. Because I knew that it was going to help me picture who I was trying to picture. But then, like, the mannerisms, like you've said, the oh my gosh, Janice from Friends.
Uh-huh.
But then Sarah had this one, and I was like, okay, I kind of see that. I'll think of it eventually and then tell you. But and then somebody else has told me that I look like the other actress Brooke. Not like Brooke Davis, but her name is actually Brooke. That she was like a supermodel, Brooke Shields.
Okay, I can see.
I was like, really? Oh, okay, I guess so.
I can see some attributes that would make it work. Yeah, she obviously is taller than you. That wouldn't work, but it's fine.
Yeah. And then I'll
come
whenever
back to
I
you.
think of it, I'll just like text you randomly this person's
There
name.
you go. It'll be 3:00 in the morning. You'll be like, "That's who it was." That's always what happens to me.
Okay, your go.
Okay. What is the first thing you notice whenever you meet a new person?
So I've always said this, like I'm really big on like reading people.
Mhm.
Right? So like I can look at them, and I know this is super weird, but I will be like, I bet you love Mountain Dew. Or I bet
You just have a character
you
trait.
are a cherry Coke person. Or like
Hilarious.
I bet that you listen to this type of music. Or like something like that. And then it's like so then I almost like don't even really notice exactly maybe things, but I'm like trying to like as they say things or talk.
Yeah.
Then I will be like, oh, okay, well, never mind. Maybe you're more of a Dr. Pepper person. Like, you know what I mean?
You're asking questions right off the bat. Hey, what you drink? What's your favorite drink? I need to know if my obsession
or I'll be like,
was right.
Yeah. Or I can tell like just kind of like where like their background or where they came from or like the lifestyle. I don't know why.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
What do you?
I'm trying to think. It kind of depends. What I notice if they're wearing something like really out there, or they've done something to their hair that's really out there, like maybe they've got like a really bright color in their hair or something like that. Usually it's something like that that's like boom in your face. I notice that first. But if they're, fairly normal looking, then usually it's like how they've done their hair. If it's like long and pretty, or if it's real short, like that. Usually hair and like makeup and just like
So like beauty features.
Yes. Usually guy or girl, just doesn't matter. So but most of the time if it's something like, oh, you have flaming red hair, that's fantastic, wow, it's in your face. Like,
now see, if it's somebody that I've known for a while, like, and they change something, like I do notice right off. Like, yes. I'm a person who will notice like immediately, and they'll be like, dang, you're the first person who said anything, or like, you know, whatever, like that. I'm usually that person because I feel like sometimes I have a photographic memory. Yeah. Sometimes I do, like, because like I could still picture our offsite for Bath and Body Works, and like on my very last day that I worked there, everything that was in it. Yeah, like weird crap like that. It's
weird. Yeah, stuff that sticks in my mind is very odd. Very odd. Don't remember what I had for lunch yesterday, but 6 years ago on this date, I did. Like.
And side note, like so when I was at the apartment and Jackson was like there too, he was never there, sure. But he was like there, so I was basically like alone, right? So I would come home and like I could know where everything was, right? And I would know if maintenance had come in or if he had come by to do something, like whatever, I would know.
Yes,
right.
Like everything's
so now
in the exact same spot, but slightly off.
Well, then now it's like if I come home, I expect all my things to be where like I've left them, and then I'll be like, no. Why did you move this, Christopher Robin? I literally have this laid here so that I will remember when I go by to grab this, to grab that, and then it's going to remind me to do this. Like, don't be moving my stuff, but I do it to him too. It's like he has the can opener out there. That's why he cut his thumb. Like, it was like we have like everybody has their weird things.
Yes, that's funny. I love it. Okay, if you won the lottery, what would you spend your money on?
A car, then a house.
I like it.
Even though I probably should do our podcast.
Practical things first.
A tech person for our podcast. Brevin?
Hilarious. I would say pay off all my debts first. Like student loans,
I guess that's
student loans, pay off my car, like do all the things. And then get a house. Like that would be the main goal, is to get a house.
Maybe not like a new car. I probably would get a new car, but like pay it all. Like don't have any payments. Sorry, that's the bigger thing there.
Yeah, literally whatever debt I have hanging out there, that's going to be the first thing that's paid. And I guess depending on how much the lottery was, I would probably try to pay off like stuff for my sister and my parents too. Like spread the wealth a little.
Oh, that's very nice.
Just
I didn't even
because-
think of that. Sorry, family.
Yeah, well, I mean, like I'm pretty sure all my parents' cars are paid off. I'm pretty sure all their house is paid off too. But I know they want to move to Florida. Granted, Florida's not in the great condition right now, but I know they want to move to a beach place.
Yeah,
you
but
know,
I think Destin's okay, and that's where
Is
like
it?
my parents. Yeah, I
There
feel
you
like
go.
your parents want to be there too.
I think they want to go more like where my Aunt Tracy is, which was Largo, but that's where, I mean, the hurricane hit there, but they actually surprisingly, they only had no power and a couple of gutters down at their house. So they got extremely lucky. They didn't have any flooding or like water damage. They didn't have anything like that. So that was really exciting to hear because they did have to, oh, excuse me. They did evacuate to Tallahassee
Okay.
I think they drove out Tuesday last week. And said it.
Oh yeah, because the Miami Dolphins, somebody like had to play in the New Orleans stadium. Like they
had to leave.
Yeah, something.
But they drove from Largo to Tallahassee, and a normal, I think it's like a 5-hour drive, 4 or 5-hour drive, took them like 8.5, almost 9 hours because the highway.
Montego, baby, why don't we go? Okay, now you can go on. It's like I like had to sing it.
You have musical Tourette's.
Yes.
But anyway, it was like double the amount of time to drive because the highway was so locked down because of so many people trying to leave all at the same time. But they did get a hotel. They were there for a couple of days. But yeah, only lost power and only lost a couple gutters. So extremely lucky.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Sorry, I was laughing because I was like I just threw my fork. Because these people, I thought you were like in general, and I forgot that you had said Tracy.
That's funny.
Sorry, Aunt Tracy and Aunt Cheryl. I do care about your gutters. Gutter love. Okay, do you have a couple more?
I have 3 more.
Okay.
So this one I know the answer already, but it's still fun to ask. What's your comfort TV show or movie?
Oh, you know the answer? I feel like mine kind of rotates. But I would have to say comfort, it would probably be Gilmore Girls. But I have to say I don't like put that one on at night anymore because for one, Netflix, like, are you still watching? And then it turns off. And then for 2, the intro song is so long and it's louder, so it will like wake me up. So I've been doing like Young Sheldon at night, or like I'll do something like that doesn't have like a long intro and it's on something like Max or Paramount that where like it continuously
just keep
plays.
going. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not what I thought you were gonna say. So you threw me off.
And
I figured you'd say Friends. I just said TV show or movie, so either one.
Well, see, Friends has to like allow like laughing.
Yeah, allowed
the laughing in the audience.
Yeah.
And then also the intro.
Yeah. True.
But like if I'm up and it's during the day, yeah, Friends.
Yeah, I got you. Do you have a movie or no?
Oh, Sweet Home Alabama.
Okay.
Either Sweet Home Alabama. That's like one of my all-time favorites. Like, love that.
Okay.
What do you want to marry me for, anyhow? So I can kiss you anytime I want. And you have a baby in a bar.
That one is very quotable. I love that one.
Oh, I love that one. What about you?
It's Friends or Gilmore Girls. Those are my 2 top shows. I will rewatch them a million times over. I don't care I don't care. I will watch it whenever, however many times I want. And then movie-wise,
wherever.
Movies, pretty much any of like the classic Disney movies. So like Lion King, Mulan, Cinderella, like the old animated Disney movies.
I gotta figure out if I actually have a Disney Plus subscription or not. I think I have it like with the Hulu or with something else, and I just forget about that one. I like never go to that. Isn't that so weird?
That's funny. I love it.
I'll figure it out.
You will. Fine.
Hopefully I know the login.
Right. Well, if it's with Hulu, it should be the same.
Oh, the same as my. Okay. Well, I'll figure it out.
Perfect. Okay, next one I have. What's your favorite season?
Oh, fall.
Same.
Not necessarily like always the weather, because in Missouri it can be really like kind of
Extreme, one
cold.
extreme to the
Yeah.
other.
But like I love the leaves changing. I love that I get to wear boots and scarves, that like the whole thing.
Yes, that's me too. I do like the cooler weather. I like that. I don't like when it gets super cold, but I do like the cooler weather. That makes me happy. Like when it was 65 today and 60 tomorrow, I'm real excited about that. Like I already have my outfit planned out for tomorrow because I know what the weather's going to be. I'm very excited.
I know. Well, and I've been wearing like warm stuff anyway because it's always freezing in the office. Like
Right.
even though it's like warmer outside, it's freezing in the office. And my I just hit my
I
just hit my head on my mic. Mic check. Okay, so I just
1, 2, 3.
my boss is pregnant, and so like she will like look at me, or like Michaela and I always have like our space heaters on, and so she's like, "You have your space heater on?"
Yes, I do. I'm freezing.
Yes. I'm like, yes, I'm not pregnant. I'm really sorry. I don't know what you want from me. I like weigh 100 pounds and soak it wet possibly. So I'm really sorry. It's freezing.
Hilarious.
Okay, do we have
I have one more and then I'm good. Do you have a favorite memory of us?
Oh, that's a good one. I feel like, oh gosh, there's so many, but I think one of my favorites was like the one time you actually went to an NYG thing or something with all of us. Like whenever it was the 4 of us, we were all, that, I feel like that. And then, I mean, nothing trumps Seth being locked in the closet at your parents' house.
We're playing hide and seek. We may have told this story before.
I feel like
I can't remember.
I don't know if it made the cuts because we like did a practice episode so much in the beginning. I don't know if it did.
Well, we'll tell it anyway. But over the summers when we were growing up, you and your brother would come hang out at my house because my mom was the teacher, so she was off during the summer. And your mom was working and all that and didn't necessarily want you guys home by yourselves all the time. Wanted to be able to, go do things.
I think you and I were like 12. Like we weren't even teenagers
12, 13. Yet. Yeah, somewhere around there. Still fairly young. We could like work the stove, but like couldn't go anywhere if something were to happen.
Well, you could work the stove.
I could work the stove. You not so much, but it's fine. But wanted to be able to like go do stuff and like not just be stuck at home for days on end. So you would come over and hang out with us, and we decided, you, me, my sister, and your brother, we decided we were going to play hide and seek. And in my parents' house, there's a closet that is above some stairs in our kitchen. So the floor of this closet is slanted. It's slanted upwards. So you don't put anything on the floor in this closet because you can't stand on it. It's not flat. So
whenever you walk inside of it, it's like you're at the bottom of a ramp and it's going up that way.
Yes. Yeah, you can stand in there, but like you're going to have a hard time because it's at such an angle.
And there were coats and stuff in there.
There's just coats. There's a couple brooms maybe. Like it's the coat closet basically. Well, Seth decided to hide in said closet, and I think he was the last one to be found. And because the flooring of this closet is at a slant, it means he is pushed up against the door. And so when we tried to open the door, the pressure of him pushing on the door and us trying to open it, we couldn't get the knob to turn to release the little button thing. And so he starts panicking and you hear, "Sherry, I can't get out. Help."
Oh my gosh. Just something about his little boy voice.
He was so
like
panicking. So we had to like strategically make him like basically like jump backwards in the closet long enough for us to open the door so that he could like fall out of the closet. We did eventually get him out, obviously, but like
Seth came out of the closet that day.
But just kidding. It was so funny. So funny. It was the best.
Yeah, I think that. Okay, what's yours?
I was gonna say, there are so many. We've been friends for 30 years now.
25, at least 25 years.
Forever. One that pops into my mind is that it was at church. I don't know if it was after Sunday school had let out or if it was between service and Sunday school. I can't remember. We went outside to take pictures in the leaves.
Yes. We had like a photo shoot. We
had our own little photo shoot.
In these trees. Behind the church.
And me in my white pants, why I thought white pants were a good idea, but that was like a trend for the longest time. I had white jeans. No.
And I still have all of those photos, so we will post them to the podcast page so that you can enjoy and laugh at our photo shoot in between church services or whatever we were doing.
Time.
I actually felt like it was like a biscuit breakfast day or something.
Was
like
it
like a breakfast? Well, but I wasn't in a dress. You weren't in a dress, and I wasn't in a dress. I feel like we dressed in dresses when it was Easter.
True,
but it was
Easter's not in the fall, so that obviously wasn't right.
Oh, the leaves were.
Because it was like we were like throwing leaves in the air and all that.
That's right.
So it had to have been fall of some sort, but I don't know what holiday.
Yeah, there was some
well,
sort
it wouldn't
of
have been Thanksgiving either. So somewhere
after church we were eating for some reason.
Yes, and we were done, so we went outside because it wasn't super cold yet, so it had to have been October, November, somewhere around in there. But
yeah,
that's one of a vivid memory that comes to mind for us. That
I did think of that one too. And actually, I used that headshot for my email at work. For one of them, yeah.
Hilarious.
Because they were good. I mean, like, it was good photo. It was just funny whenever we actually got in the tree. Those ones are the best. Or threw the leaves up or whatever. Yes. Yeah. We'll post them to the page.
So good. So good. But,
well, is that all of the questions that we have?
That's all that I have for now. So, well, I'm sure we'll have more later. I'll think of
we always come up with more.
Sure.
Okay, so thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to us each week. So thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening each week. And also, as always, if you guys have any things you want to, email us, questions, suggestions, game ideas, segment ideas, whatever, you name it, topics, we will toss them around. And we will, So thank you guys so much. And that email, I almost forgot to say it, is a Little Rn'R pod at gmail.com. So that's ALITTLE RN as in Nancy, R, P as in Pam, O, D as in dog at gmail.com. So please feel free to use that email address. So as always, tune in next week for another episode of A Little Rn'R.
Bye.
Bye.